Remember the incident, but my sisters tell me I was taken by one of the doctors for several hours. Upon my return, my mouth remained painful for several days. I asked my sisters to look in my mouth to find out why it was so sore. They noticed that all my teeth are drilled out and filled with something gray that looks like street cement. I cannot see inside my mouth because we have no mirrors, but I had no fillings in my teeth before coming to the factory. The procedure is so awful I blocked it out. It takes weeks for the pain to subside.
Yeah.
So that's just a random, you get taken away.
Right. I may have complained that I had some pain in my teeth. I'm not really sure about that. Mm-hmm. All I know is when we were liberated, I had my teeth filled with cement.
Our daily lives, and this is fast forwarding a bit, and again, people have to get the book to read it to get all the details, which are incredible to read, harrowing to read.
Yeah.
But I'm going to fast forward a bit. You say our daily lives continue as each and every day we wake, eat, work, walk back to our quarters, wash, eat, and sleep. It seems like a never-ending monotony, but we are grateful for it.
Right.
This routine feels safe. Auschwitz had no predictability since any situation could turn into a nightmare in a second. Safety is rare these days, so we embrace it as much as possible. The guards mostly leave us alone unless someone steps out of line. Hardly any of us do that anymore because we all recognize there is safety in submission. Going forward a little bit more, and again, you tell some really kind of fascinating stories about what goes on inside, and people need to get the book to see those, to read about those. I'm going to fast forward a bit. After 8 months of working and living at the factory, something starts to change. I start to feel eyes watching me steadily. I've known that the guards watch us, but never felt this kind of observation. I can feel their eyes on me, watching like a hawk, waiting for me to make a mistake. I think they are planning to take me back to the camp and to my death. One day I'm looking through the glass of a gas mask when Rivka appears in front of my distorted glass. I'm so startled that I jump off my stool. What are you doing? They will see you, I hiss at her. She should not leave her place in the line. Surely a guard will discover her and we will both get in trouble. Have you heard? She asks in a whisper. Heard what? I ask, confused. No one has spoken to me at all today, apart from my supervisor who barks orders at us once every hour. We are to be marched, she says gravely. I have no idea what she means by that, but from her face I know it is not good. Marched? Where? By whom? I don't know. I heard some guards talking about how the Russians are coming, she replies. The word Russians makes my heart beat faster. I know that they are fighting against the Germans for liberation. But what does liberation look like? No one knows. All we know is that right now the Russians are the only people who want to get us out of this prison. On May 6, 1945, we wake up to a gray, gloomy morning and prepare for work. There is an odd energy running through the room as we make our way to the door to line up. I wonder why everyone is so jittery. Are there extra guards outside? Are they moving us? Are we going on the march? We line up in front of the door like always, but instead of the silence that usually permeates the air, whispers fly along the line. What is happening? Someone asks. Are they sending us back to the camps? I don't know. Where are the guards? They should be here by now. Another person answers. One brave soul ventures to the door after about 15 minutes. All of us are nervous. She opens the door and we see no one. The usually locked door swings open without resistance. We cautiously move out to the yard to find the gates to our quarters wide open. This has never happened before and all of us are very worried. We look around for the guards as we walk toward the gate. There on the fence is a plain white bed sheet. Someone wrote on it in German. It reads, "There will be no work for a few days. There will be a march that all of you will be in. Wait here until we come for you." That's bizarre.
I didn't even remember that. You see that? All I know is that the guards didn't come to walk us to the factory, okay? And after being hours and hours after we were waiting all these hours, I said to my sisters, I'm going out. I want to see what's going on. I was probably the youngest kid in the group. There were 300 women, I believe. I go outside, and the fence, the gate to the fence, because we had electric fences surrounding us, was wide open. The Germans ran away. Everybody ran away. And of course, here I am, and all the women are in the building. They're all afraid to come out. And I'm screaming at them, actually, come on out. I think the SS all ran away. And I hear the planes going over us. And I hear the shooting of guns. Behind where we were living, they had all kinds of cornfields. They were growing a lot of corn. The Russians were coming through the cornfields. And they came, and so when I saw that, of course, I said, I better go in front of the Russians, but how am I going to go? They might think I'm German because I had hair already, the same size hair, and regular clothes. So I guess my hair was not that big, that long, okay? But we did not have any marks on our dresses saying who we are, okay? But I thought that maybe they think I'm German, okay? So I tore a piece of my dress off, and I found a stick, and I put that down, and I went in front of the Russians like this.
And what was their reaction?
Oh, they hugged me and kissed me, and I told them we have 300 women here. They came, they liberated us, and it was an amazing day.
Did you, at that point, how long did it take you to realize that this was the end of everything you'd been through?
Well, we've been looking forward to this for so long, and it finally happened, okay?
And you stayed with your sisters the whole time?
Right, absolutely. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I would have survived without my sisters. I don't know if my sisters would have survived without me, because I did things that nobody did. In a situation like this, you have to do certain things to survive. Okay? So.
You say in the book, this is the moment we had dreamed of, hoped for, and waited long months to see. It was as wonderful as any of the dreams I had. All of us were overjoyed at the news we had waited so long to hear. Helen, Judy, and I are survivors.
Right. We are finally free.
We stayed together, like Tata said, because it would improve our chance of surviving. He was right.
Yeah.
The Russians tell you, hey, go out into town, take what you want.
Right. They did. But I didn't go alone. I went with the Russians. The Russian soldiers came to our living quarters, and they would offer their help. They were very good to us. And
were there Germans still in the houses, or were they gone?
Oh, no. They left. Are you kidding? They ran away. As soon as they saw the Russians, they all fled.
So you're just going from no food, no clothes, and all of a sudden you got normal food and everything right away?
No food. After that, no. But the Russians were very good to us. They took us into town, and they also brought food for us. If we needed anything, they would get it for us. So
you you eventually decide that you're going to head back to your home village.
Of course.
You say, after 4 weeks on the trains, we finally arrive and walk to our little farm. Our once beautiful and cozy home is hardly recognizable. The roof is almost gone, likely from a bomb. All our belongings are gone. They must have housed German horses in it since there was horse manure everywhere. I remember where Tata hid the jewelry, and I rushed to find it. I am relieved to find the spot is untouched, even though the roof is largely gone. I claw at the mud to uncover the shoebox. When my fingertips tap a corner of the box, I rapidly remove the mud to extract it, relieved that it remained undiscovered. I climb down to show Yuki and Hayasura. We sit down on our kitchen floor and carefully open the lid. Inside is Tata's pocket watch chain, which is the one you're wearing right now.
Yes.
My parents' wedding rings, earrings, and a couple of gold chains. All of us cry at the discovery. These are the only things that remain from our past.
Yeah.
You start to get news. You start to get rumors and information. One man reported that he knew nothing of Tata, but was in a camp with Fischl where they sewed SS uniforms. He described how well my brother did in camp. Just days before the end of the war, all 300 men in his camp were marched into the forest and forced to dig a large hole. The Germans then stood them all at the edge of the hole and shot them.
Yeah.
As they fell into the hole, it became a mass grave. The man told me that the Germans' goal was to destroy any proof of what they did during the war, so they made sure that there would be no survivors to talk about what happened in the camps.
Yeah.
I asked the man how he survived. If everyone else died, he tells me that he was too ill to get up, so he hid in the back of the barracks and no one noticed him. Poor Fischel came within days of liberation only to be slaughtered by the Nazis.
Yeah.
Later, another local man returns with news of our father. This man was with Tata in a factory where Tata had become very sick. He had sores on his legs that would not heal. Because Tata did not recover and could not work, they shipped him back to Auschwitz where he was murdered. I repeatedly think about him and the injustice, wondering if he was scared. My brave, intelligent father's face swims in my mind. I wonder if he thought of us before he died.
I'm sure he did.
I'm sure he did. The fate of our immediate family is now clear. Of the 11 Schwartz family members taken, there are only 3 who survived. Over time, we get word of our extended family. Our wonderful family of nearly 150 is reduced to only 11 survivors.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. I may have been more than 150 people. Because in those days, Jewish families, they did not believe in contraceptives. They didn't use those, and so everybody had a lot of kids. And my mother and my father, they each had 3 or 4 or maybe 5 sisters and brothers. So, and the only ones that came back, maybe a dozen of us that we know of. There may have been other survivors that we may not know about, okay, that lived in different places, because in those days there was not much. When you lived in different cities, we did not keep in touch too much.
So you hear about the Central British Fund.
Right.
And they have a program where they're taking orphaned survivor children from the Holocaust and bringing them to England.
Right.
And you apply for this program. It says, so they're called the CBF. Despite the CBF's attempt to gather 1,000 survivor orphans, they can only locate 732.
32 kids, right.
On February 19th, 1946, I joined the last transport of survivors to load into a Royal Air Force planes.
They were all bomber planes. They used to use for transporting us. The first transport started in August of 1945, and the last transport was 1946 of February 12th, and I was in the last transport.
And so there was only 732?
Yes, that's all they could find, yes. Or only that registered for the program. Mm-hmm. So maybe there were more, but I don't know why they didn't register.
So you fly across and you end up in
Scotland.
Mm-hmm. At the Polton House.
Right, in Luswade. Town is called Luswade.
Okay. You say here, in this unexpected start to a new life, we have no parents and most of us have no siblings, but we have each other.
Right.
We all stick together. We become like family. This simple life falls into a pattern of predictable, safe days, which comforts all of us. We are encouraged to have fun and relax together. All of us are eager to feel normal again with our new family. Our days are routine and comforting. The counselors talk to us about our new life and what to expect now. We need a long-term plan.
Well, the only plans we had is hopefully maybe coming to America or going to Israel, mm-hmm. Okay? Because all our cities that we came from, they were the past.
When like I said, there's